David, and today we got a special guest. We got Graf here. Yo, Graf, how you doing today?
How's it going, bro? I'm doing good. Just fucking bombed a Portuguese exam, but other than that, we out here.
So listen, the people want to know where you come from, and did it have any influence on the kind of music you make?
So I come from, I grew up in Long Island. Still live there, still out there. In terms of influence, I usually grab my influences from external stuff. So all the albums that I've listened to, the things that I've watched, movies or TV shows, anime, and honestly, most of the experiences that I pull from myself come from me being out here in the city. New York City has been a very huge inspiration to me, especially in the past 4 years that I've been here. So definitely not so much Long Island as an influence, but here definitely.
Well, then it is the Big Apple, folks. You hear that? New York had a big influence on the biggest artists to come. All right, so listen, I know you're on music, but you're also in college, right? Mm-hmm. So what degree you taking up?
So I'm currently a business communications major. I used to be a computer information systems major, switched that to a marketing major, and now I'm here learning how to talk to people in a business setting or whatever it is. I don't even know what the major does, right, to be honest with you.
Listen. So you're trying to say that the major don't have anything to do with your creativity, no impact on your music?
Nah, bro, honestly, it's just the people that I meet, because a lot of the people that I meet nowadays are business comm majors too. And one thing that I've realized is that a lot of us don't really know what we're doing, but we're out here trying to do what's best for us.
I mean, it's college though. Who really knows what they're doing? Nobody really knows. College is the time to find yourself. I know firsthand experience.
Exactly.
So you're trying to say, so what is the reason behind pursuing a degree rather than just jump into music?
Honestly, bro, it's always good to have a backup. I mean, it sounds bad to say that, going to college, being educated is a backup plan to what I'm doing, but, I feel like I could succeed without a degree. I feel like the skill set that I have doesn't really require one, but if I got to get a degree just in case, then I get one,
So you're kind of doing it for fun, or you also doing it for plan B, because you need a plan B to plan A, just in case plan C need to come along, right?
Exactly, bro. You can never have too many plans.
All right, cool.
As long as you avoid plan D.
Listen. So far, which project that you've been doing that you like the most?
All right, so right now I'm working on my new clothing line. I'm working on a clothing line with this company called Mercata. We're about to do our first drop, and there's a whole bunch of stuff going on with that too. So I've been really excited about that because it's my first time doing clothes, marketing in an entirely different customer space, marketing in an entirely different world, using everything that I've learned in music in another complete different industry has been really exciting for me. It's always good to, branch out and do other things creatively that I haven't done before.
So you're more than a rapper, you basically an artist.
Oh, hell, 100%, bro. I'm trying to do way more than just music. We're talking movies, TV shows, podcasts, comics, you name it, I'm trying to do it.
He's trying to do everything, he's trying to do nothing, he's trying to do it all together.
Exactly.
All right, so I gotta ask, right? So because my favorite project from you is Tour de Tide. Mm-hmm. So in your opinion, what do you think the fans like the most as far as music-wise from you?
If we're looking at strictly numbers, people are really liking that song Vagabond. We're almost at 1 million after 2 years. It's 2 years of pushing that song. But
wow, that's amazing.
I think people really like me for my energy. I think people really like me for the fact that I sound like a completely different person in my raps. I tell stories through my music. I tell cohesive stories front to back in every single one of my art and every single one of my songs. Next album that I have coming up is going to be an entirely different character, an entirely different story, an entirely different setting and mood. So I'm just a man that likes to tell stories, nothing less, nothing more.
You're a storyteller.
100%.
Like that myself. Listen, all right, so how much time in one day, if you don't have nothing else to do, no school, how much time in one day you spend making music?
8 hours. 8 hours.
So you basically take an Eminem route, 9 to 5?
Mm-hmm, 100%. I mean, because, you got to have balance in your life. And as I grow older, the more I realize that there's just way too many things that you need to have responsibility over as a man and as someone that calls himself a principled man. So, you got to make time for your family. You got to make time for the people that are there for you. You got to make time for a girl if you got a girl, guy if you got a guy, whatever the case may be. You got to show people love and you got to show people compassion, because that just makes you grow as a human being. And if you're an artist, all you're trying to do is put your humanity out into the world and your experience into the world, So how are you going to do that if you only work on music 24/7? It doesn't make any sense. You got to go out and live a little.
Yes, you got to live your best life. All right, so out of 8 hours, I mean, Like, do you get more than one song done? Do you get a song done, or you just get like part of the song done?
So the way I work is I'll have days where I'm super creatively influenced, and I'll write 20 different things over 20 different beats. And from there, I'll pick and choose which ones I really like and then develop those more. And then that's when I write a song, then write a different version of a song, then like the first version of the song, then go to a third version, mix all the three together, then I have my perfect version. Because you know what? Nothing ever comes out right the first way. You got to redo it and re-edit it in order for it to really, really be the best thing you can make.
You hear that, people? You got to re-edit it until it comes to your exact vision. That's what
Exactly,
it's about.
exactly.
All right. So who's your top 5 artists dead or alive right now?
Oh, come on.
You know, everybody go crazy about the top 5. Who's your top 5?
What, are we doing top 5 rappers or are we doing top 5 musicians?
I'm going to say rappers for now.
All right, top 5 rappers of all time. Number 1, gotta be Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar, you know, coming back. Every single album that he does, perfect.
He's coming out with a new album right now. Right?
Exactly. I'm dropping the same day as his album. I'm dropping the same.
That's for but hey, listen.
You know what?
Who am I to say? I'm not
exactly.
A musician. Who am I to say?
Exactly. But you know, Kendrick Lamar got to be my number 1 most impactful artist that I've had on my life personally. Number 2, I'm putting Killer Mike. Killer Mike of Run the Jewels. Killer Mike of solo fame himself. One of my personal favorite MCs. The number 1 guy that I go to represent the South in hip hop. Just overall, his message inspires me. What he does as a human being inspires me. That's number 2. Number 3, I guess I gotta say Kanye. Kanye is the overall musician.
I think he's more than a musician.
He's more than a musician, artist. If you want to compare someone as just the greatest artist of all time, someone that transcends just regular humanity, that's your guy. Because I don't think there's anything that this man can touch that won't turn into gold. He's done fashion, he's done art, he's done movies, he's done everything.
Not silver, but gold. All right, so that's 3. So who's the last 2?
Last 2. All right. This is gonna get a lot of hate. Number 4, I'm gonna have to put at Andre 3000. Another Southern artist, one of my favorite artists of all time. I think there's not one man on this earth that can rap as well as Andre 3000. And number 5, gotta be JPEG Mafia. Very underground, well, not very underground anymore, but more underground than everybody else. But what I really like about him is that he sounds like nobody else. He sounds like just himself. He sounds like there's nobody else in the world that sounds like him. And that's why I really like him. So those are my top 5.
So you feel like you have a unique sound like him, or how do you like, you know, as far as rapping wise, who do you think you sound like, or you trying to create your own lane?
I'm trying to, I pull from all the influences that I have in my life, you know? I really just try to be myself, but also be the product of everything that I've learned. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing that's completely original anymore. We don't have the scope for that anymore, especially in hip hop. There's nothing that's completely original. What it is just you putting your own twist and making your own thing on all the influences you've grown up on. So I try to take all my influences, whether it be from my top 5, whether it be from other artists and other genres, whether it be from anything at all, and I try to make it my own, and I try to put my own spin and my own perspective on it. So in a way, yeah, I am in my own lane, but at the same time, I have competition, I have peers, I have all of that too.
So you basically remixing other people's styles, but making your own unique sound and style while doing it.
Yeah, I guess that's the best way of putting it, yeah.
All right, speaking of remixes, all right, so right now, somebody called you right now. Who would you want to feature from right now, as we speak?
Oh man, if I could get a feature from anybody right now, either I'd have to go with Killer Mike, Lupe Fiasco, or just because he's popping right now and I really respect him as an artist, Jack Harlow.
Jack Harlow, wow, there's a lot of controversy there because his last album that just dropped, did you like his last project?
I don't know why everybody hates on him, because I think a lot of people are expecting a lot of different things from him, but I think he delivered the best that he could do, and I think that he delivered what he's best at, which is rapping over really cool beats, rapping about women, rapping about the lavish lifestyle. You know, he's always been doing that. He's always been his own person, and that's why I really respect him, because he's really good at what he does. And I think I can make a song that he sounds perfect on. And I think that as a person as well, there are a lot of really good artists that are shit human beings. And this guy is on the forefront of a lot of stuff that a lot of people need to be on the forefront of, and he's a decent human being on top of that. So I can't hate.
I agree with you, but at the same time, I don't know who, when, what, why, how. They try to compare him to Eminem. I don't know how we get here. He's his own person, but I don't know how we get here.
He's not Eminem. He's not Drake. He's not any of those guys. He's Jack Harlow. Just like I'm Grafic, and just like Kendrick is Kendrick. We're all our own people, and we could compare us all day long, but at the end of the day, we do all of our shit differently.
All right, so listen, the fans need to know, when you gonna get Cedar David a feature?
Oh my God, bro, whenever you want. I know, Cedar David got bars, bro. You remember the freestyle days that we used to have back when things were a lot simpler, man?
We gonna call it BC.
Yeah,
and AC. Before COVID, now it's after COVID.
Exactly, bro. The BC days, sitting around freestyling in the club room, bro, not a care in the world. Those were the days, man. Senior David got bars. Remember, we started making Toward the Tide in that room.
Oh my God, y'all!
We started making that album in that room.
That was real epic, right in a little room, a small room.
Yep.
We made history there, because to me that's still his best album. And now it's all his music. And
if you think that's the best, bro, just wait until this next one comes out, because this next one I'm bossing up.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna have that on pre-order.
I always come out here and I say I'm the best rapper to do this right now, and I'll still sound on it. I'm the best one, and I prove that with every single project.
All right, so listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. I love your album covers. Your singles, the album covers. I love them, right? Mm-hmm. Do you create them yourself, or you have somebody to do it for you?
So I know the limits of my own artistry. I am not an artist in the sense of being able to create, visual imagery, visual art. I always commission other people to do that. However, the people that I commission are very close people on my team. Right now, I have Joy Garcia doing it. Joy Garcia she runs a sticker company. She's an esteemed businesswoman in her own right. She's starting out just like that, and she has always been very, very great at art. Very, very close to me. Before that, it was my good friend Raphael, who was there in the Club Suite sessions with us, rapping and freestyling and making music. He was making my art for a very long time. I've also gotten art done by Danny Dolphin out of Atlanta. I've gotten art done by many, many different people, but they've always been very, very close to my heart.
Yeah, shout out to Raphael, because that's my close friend too, and he's excellent with his artwork, actually. I'm never gonna lie.
Excellent.
I recommend him. But listen. All right, so I need to know the true definition of an artist to you.
An artist is someone that doesn't shy away from the hard parts of life, because at the end of the day, man, if you don't hurt, if you run away from your pain all the time, you're not gonna grow as a human being. And beyond that, if you don't hurt, then you're never gonna know what it feels like to feel good. So if you're always feeling good, and if you're always running away from things that make you feel bad, then what does your art have to say about you? So art is based off of art.
So you're trying to say stir into the negativity and make it the best out of it?
It's not so much even negativity as much as, the world is a cruel place. It's harsh, it's unfair, and at the end of the day, you can either run away from it or you can try and combat it using your own perspective. And me personally, I just don't think an artist has any right to run away from the things that make their life hard. I think an artist should dive into the things that make their life hard and completely understand it and overcome it, because at the end of the day, we get to make art from it, we get to provide perspective on it, and we are the voices of people that can't do that. Not everybody is blessed with the ability to create art. If we were blessed with it, it's your responsibility and your duty to talk on the things that a lot of people can't talk on but feel. There are a lot of people that don't want to be alive anymore. Life is tough, and sometimes it feels like giving up is a lot easier than trying. So it's up to us to convince them to keep trying.
Yes, you're right about that. Definitely. So, all right, because that was a lot. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because the artist, that was a thorough definition. Mm-hmm. All right, so because you are like a music expert, kind of, right? Or more or less, because this is what you do. Who you are as a person. This is what you do.
I am music, and music is me.
Music is life. You wake up every day, music is life.
100%.
All right, so what's your favorite decade of music, though?
2010s.
Really? Oh, wow.
2010s for hip hop. And then when it comes to just music in general, I gotta say the 70s.
The 70s?
The 70s.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm be honest with you. You're right. The 70s, it was rolling. People was on a lot of drugs. But
we had psychedelic music. We had soul music. We had great pop music in the 70s. I don't know if you guys know about Japanese pop, but listen to some Japanese pop, man. That shit will hit you in your soul differently.
Wow, that's not new.
Yeah,
that's something new.
They were doing it better than we were doing it over here. I'm gonna put that out there. They were doing pop better than we were doing pop, and they were doing rock better than we were doing rock. So listen to shit that's outside of your realm, man. I've learned a lot about myself from non-hip hop music, a lot more than I've ever learned from hip hop. But in terms of my favorite era of music, I gotta say for hip hop is the 2010s, because that's where all my favorite artists came from. We got Kendrick, we got Kanye, we got Drake, Killer Mike, we got everybody coming up in the 2000s, 2010s. That's when their career shined.
Oh yeah, you're right. 2010s, was the best kind of music, but then for me it's the early 2000s. Everybody's different. But listen, do you have any upcoming music, like album-wise, like any tours, any shows? Shit like that we should look out for.
All right, like I mentioned earlier, May 13th, same day as Kendrick dropping, I'm dropping my single Bananas 3. I drop a Bananas song almost every year where I basically showcase my abilities rapping wise, and this one is my best one yet. 3 verses, all 3 different perspectives. It's gonna be really great. Apart from that, the summer's gonna be an active one in terms of shows. If you don't get to see me out in an actual venue, you'll definitely see me on the streets. I'm a street performer. I love street performing, so I'll be out here with my little JBL boombox and my mic, rapping my songs.
Cedar David's gonna be there, by the way.
Of course.
David will be there.
Of course.
The fans to show them.
And then end of summer, going into the beginning of fall, you can expect another album from me. And this one, like I said, is my most personal and best work yet. I have one artist doing all the production on it. I have one artist doing all the engineering on it. It's a very tight-knit team of very tight-knit people. And I'm telling a story. Definitely telling a story from front to back. You won't want to miss out on it.
And you're definitely my favorite rapper, because listen, you're my favorite rapper from the new age, and because storytelling is the best kind of music to me. You know what I mean? You got King Von, now you got Graf. Yo, listen, storytelling.
Yo, shout out King Von, man. Rest in peace.
Long live King Von, but listen, storytelling is one of the pinnacles of hip hop, in my opinion, honestly. All right, so where can I find your music? Like, where do people find your music? What platform?
Spotify is the best place to find me. Grafic. You'll find me right there at the top. I have music coming out there all the time, almost every month. If you want to be updated on me, though, follow me on TikTok and Instagram at GraficNY, GRAFICNY. You can find all the updates on me there.
All right, so listen, do you have any advice for upcoming artists, new rappers, people that just want to get their word out there, that don't really know where to start?
The best things that I could say for people that don't know where to start, and this is a different perspective for me because my little brother is starting out in rap too, and he's starting out for the first time. All I can say is, man, you can't be discouraged by not being the best at what you do right off the bat. You may have an idea of what you sound like in your head, and it may be completely different than what you sound like on the mic. Don't stop trying. Adapt. Try different things, learn as many skills as you can, study as much as you can about the history of music and the history of sound and everything that you can learn theory-wise. Learn how to engineer yourself, learn how to produce yourself, become an absolute monster in the studio so that people can't ignore you and your ability. I promise you, get that part down, then you learn how to market, you're set.
All right, cool. So listen, I need to know, do you got a little sample for the fans to hear? A little, freestyle with the head? Let me know.
I could grace you with a little bit. You know what? Let's do it. All right.
Let's do it.
I've been running laps on you motherfuckers, getting money after tax, fuck the blood suckers. The little text on my toe tag, the Ville's finest. Greet these officers with weed smoke, loud silence, buzzing. I touch a mic and now these strangers humming. They say don't chase a hit, but I can't help my own production. I knock on every door like Gabe before the swollen face. My current record's just a taste. I knew I see a lot of pressure from the majors in 21, 24, stay my case for the A-list. And 22, I'm just rapping for subliminal funds. 23, I hope I never see a day shift. All for ovation. Grammy nominated, my vocation is the only way my mama get vacation. Testing all of faith and promise that no matter what I make it as my gratitude for never losing patience.
Oh my God, that was fire. Listen, y'all hear him? He's not nothing to play with, his real deal. He said it straight up the head. It was amazing freestyle. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just, I gotta replay that back a little bit when I get home. But it is what it is though. Listen, Graf, thank you for coming down here to a few moments with Cedar David. It's good to have you here.
Of course, brother, of course.
All right, till next time, y'all.
Stay tuned for more Grafic.